Yeah. KFUG Community Radio. Good morning. 2 minutes past 10 o'clock. Paul Kritz with you, Community Service, the show. And we had to kick it off with an oh yeah from Aisling. We've got a house full. Everybody, all the microphones are taken to kick off the day here because it's the high holy days. It's the season. Again, we're back at it. It is time for Dave's Haunted Manor. And so we've got the, I guess, what's the best way we can call you? The creative conspirators behind Dave's Haunted Manor?
Creepy crew?
Creepy crew. There, see, you are. You can do catchphrases.
I'm very good.
We've got Joe, Dave, Adri, and Aisling from, of course, from Redwood Voice. You know Aisling from Redwood Voice. And the Oh Yeah. Here to talk about what's going on this year with David's Haunted Manor. First off, David's Haunted Manor last year out at the old Elk Valley Casino. How'd that go for you guys?
We had a really successful year.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little bit less people come through.
Really?
We were only at like 1,700, which is still pretty darn good for Crescent City. Well, we broke 2,000 the year before.
Oh,
but
wow. I
I just assume, with economy and everything, having fun is expensive when your milk costs $4 a gallon. So I anticipated that. Plus, our location was kind of out there, and it's not as easy to get to.
Right.
So I just, but we had a great year. We had a great group of actors, volunteers. We had over 100 people involved last year, which is insane.
That was a high water mark for volunteers. Was that the most folks you've had?
119.
119. I black out on the number. It's like 100 and something. I just remember.
You just kind of go Rain Man with it. It's 100. There you are.
I just point. They go places. I put stuff on their face. They go scare people.
Don't you take that 19 away from me.
Yeah, right. So Adri's my numbers person.
That's it. Keep it all.
There's just a lot.
So I mean, it was really impressive to get out and to see everything that you guys were able to pull off in the in that kind of blank slate open space out there. It was really something, and I know the work that went into it and the time. Now this year, totally different scene, right? Where are you guys going to be this year?
We're going to be at 1072 3rd Street. It's the old Ben Franklin building, and it's 9,000 square feet.
9,762.
So you hush. That's all. She's like my fact checker.
All right. So numbers person, how does that compare with the casino?
Well, we had 30,000 square feet, but that wasn't the whole floor.
Yeah.
That was like the back and everything. Yeah. So we actually I actually feel like some of our rooms were too big last year. Yeah. And so we had to center some of the focal points into the middle of the rooms. And so I really don't think it's a little more claustrophobic, but there's still, I just walked it the other night with David while we were setting up lights, and it feels kind of the same to me because you're zigzagging maybe a little bit smaller, but it's still pretty epic. So
Is there a theme for it?
We are a little different than other haunts. Other haunts tend to make it a narrative. So your first room is your introduction, and then each room after that supports a story, and the end is the climax of that story. We have ADD. We don't do that. And so we have certain creatures we include every year.
Right.
And then we have certain things where that would be cool. So we kind of hive mind it and come up with brainstorm ideas for individual rooms, and they don't necessarily go together in a cohesive narrative story, but
but we try to place them and kind of near where they flow.
There's a flow to, you don't
What's that flow? Is it just like a constantly amped up sort of sense of displacement or fright, or is it just ideational? Like, oh, this reminds me of this, or is there?
I try when I build the maze. So we come up with the idea of the rooms, and then I place them and I draw the maze and give square footage and all that business. And when I'm designing the maze, I usually go with really hard, soft, medium, hard.
Hard in what way?
As far as if it's a really intensive scare where actors are engaging with you, as opposed to an environmental sensory experience.
Because you're just walking through.
And so I don't want to hit all our really impressive stuff for the first 3 rooms, because we have, I don't do less than 13. And then at Elk Valley, I can't remember.
16.
I had 16. So this year, do we have 13?
13.
We have 13 this year. So I've only reduced 3 rooms. And so I've placed them in a way where it's like you have this experience and your adrenaline's going to go up, and then you're going to go, oh, this is kind of creepy but pretty. Oh my gosh, that's happening.
Okay.
Oh, that's
so
really
it's more
cool.
like a rhythm.
It has
thing,
to
right?
be an ebb and flow. It has to be sort of a peaks and valleys.
Right.
Because if you stick someone into their brainstem when they're afraid and you keep them there, they don't notice anything, because when we're in our lizard brain, we have no frontal cortex.
Right,
we can't
right.
think. We can't rationalize. So it's like, ugh, it's too much. It's not fun.
Wow, there's like a whole psychology to this approach. Oh, that's really interesting. Now, is this something you've just worked out yourself over the years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should write that down. That'd be really, really interesting.
I'm like, I could freelance haunt build for other people. Like, would you like to pay for me money? Like, not in October, but at other times.
Or you could write the book, like the philosophy of the haunt, and then,
it's what works for us. Other haunts to have other
sure.
ways. Everybody in this industry has their own style, and they have their own, like, what they pay attention to. Our friends up in the Rogue Valley, we have one that he's like highly commercialized and he likes to just deliver a product. And we have another one who's nerdy like us, and he's like building his props from scratch, and he's like been doing it for 15 years. And so we are sort of our own version of we're artists in our own weird way.
No, definitely. I can completely see
I just
that.
want to focus on my art, Mom.
I just want to make my intestines and out of latex and glycerin. Why does everybody have to get in the way of my art?
So I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask David to say something. So David, how you doing today, man?
Good.
Yeah. How's this year's haunt looking to you?
Great. Yeah, it's really gonna be spectacular this year.
I'm super excited about it being downtown too. That's new.
Yeah, it's good for people they don't have cars or transportation, so it'll be great.
So, did you change the approach at all in creating this just because of where it's going to be downtown? Or is it just, no, we're just moving it downtown, and that, what happens outside happens outside?
Basically moving it downtown, but we did change things, add things. It's always a little different.
I thought maybe if it was in the old, this would be just for locals, right? The old Ben Franklin thing. If you had like the haunted popcorn machine, and the things.
The arts and crafts section.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Exactly. Right.
Beating eyeballs.
That'd be great.
Yeah, where were you 2 months ago, Paul?
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Come on.
It's okay. I'm all talk. I don't follow through at all. So that's okay. So when does the haunt begin? When are you guys opening up?
Friday.
This Friday.
I love we all look at each other. Who gets
It's
to
Friday.
answer?
Yeah, like
Hi,
I'm
numbers person.
No numbers person.
Friday.
That's a day though, but okay. What's the date?
The 9th.
It's the
No, it's the 11th.
Today's the night.
Yeah.
Friday the 11th.
My brain.
Small scares starts at 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m.
Yes.
and then big scares will start at 7 p.m. and end at 10 p.m.
Okay.
And for anyone who doesn't know what small scares is, it's a sensory walk where there's no actors on the floor, the strobe lights are off, the house lights are on, the music's turned very low. Individuals who become overstimulated and or have epilepsy or things like that can come through, or we call the other people scaredy cats. If you're too afraid to come when the monsters are out, but you really want to see what it looks like, that's an opportunity. Or if you have younger children, bring them then. Don't bring them at 7. Like, we have a recommended age of 10 and up as a standard. 12 and up, sorry. See, that's why I need
Numbers. Sorry, excuse me.
12 and up. And we do have a couple kids that have been coming through since they were like 4 years old, and they're weird, and they're like our kids. Well, we have one kid that loves it, one kid that hates it. So we've got a nice balance at home. But unless your child is going to have fun, don't bring them.
Or is named after a haunted doll.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're both named after horror
Vincent's
icons.
after Vincent Price.
Oh, Vincent, I didn't know the.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Vincent Price and
Annabelle.
Annabelle the doll.
That's wonderful.
And they explain that to people. I'm named after an evil doll. It's very adorable when it comes out of a 7-year-old blonde girl. So, yeah.
So Adriana, what were your thoughts about last year? Was last year the first year you've been like at the haunt?
No, that was my second year.
Was it the second? Okay.
So they snatched me up the year before, and I was just supposed to do one night after my Dark Lens clown, my epic clown photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun. I was like, I kept catching myself going back, and then finally Case decided to come with me. He's like, "What are you even doing?" And well, do you want to come? And he's like, "Oh, I guess so." And then now we're like up to our freaking necks in it.
So he's going to be involved this year as well?
Yeah. Did you not recognize him last year?
I did last year. That clown thing right up in my face, and I'm like, back the F off, dude.
That just means he really likes you. But yeah, he's glued to my hip, man. We have this whole persona together now. We built this whole thing. So I actually tried to be a different character last year, and then we marketed the clowns one night, and all of our clowns were so motivated by it. And then I realized, wow, I really like clowning more than I just made fun of people. I don't really. That sounds mean, but
it's your natural habitat to be a little bit of a mean girl, but funny mean girl.
Yeah, and
so it's almost endearing bullying.
Yeah, I do get really mad. People call me pretty. Yeah. They call me the pretty clown, and I'm like, excuse me? No, you didn't. No, you didn't just say that.
Case is the pretty clown.
Yeah, he is. I have a new clown coming this year, so we have a whole clown horde now. We have 4 of them up front.
Do.
Yeah.
So I mean, and looking at the and I still don't have a T-shirt.
Oh.
How do I go about getting one of these T-shirts?
We have them.
We have them.
We
have them for sale.
I know you guys have them
at the door.
At the door. Okay,
we have
cool.
them displayed in the window.
We have them displayed in the window. And then you can purchase them during ticket sales from 5:30. Ticket sales start at 5:30 each night. Small scare 6 p.m. 6:45 that ends. 7 p.m. we bring out the chainsaws and the ghouls and the blood.
If there's chainsaws.
If they're alleged.
alleged chainsaws.
I want to bring this because I wanted to ask like about specific things that are happening, but you guys probably don't want to.
Well, I mean, we always have clowns. We always have zombies. We always have a graveyard.
I might dress up as a clown.
Adri may be a clown.
Would it be a pretty
it's
clown?
Not confirmed. It is a possibility.
Okay.
We may or may not have a floor.
We may or may not have a roof. There will be lights and sounds.
We do not have toilets. That is a huge thing.
Actually,
Empty
that is
your
something we do have to announce.
before you go.
We do not have a public restroom
Oh,
this year.
wow. Okay.
And so that is a big deal.
It's okay because you guys all pee in your pants, right?
That's right. And if you poop your pants or pee your pants, you are legally required to tell us. We keep track of these things.
We have a tally. Code yellows and code browns.
Yes. We have a whole vernacular for our customers. You have the possums that throw themselves on the floor and just play dead, and you have the runners, you have the screamers, you have the squeakers, you have the squealers, you have the jumpers,
the Karens and the Kyles.
Oh my God.
You have
bro.
I went through half the haunt and got too scared I'd like my money back. I'm like, that's not how this works.
I got too scared. I like my money. No, then that means you did your job.
It's
right there.
like,
they should owe you more money.
You're welcome. Send your friends.
It's kind of interesting, some of the people that are nasty in there, because like you're literally paying for us to scare you, and then you're like,
you get mad.
They're like mad that you scared them, and you're like, no, this is like literally what you came here for.
Yes.
So what are the characteristics of a Kyle? Is it just a male Karen?
They're usually like middle school boys that want to prove that they're not scared, and they go through, "Sup, bro? Yeah, sup, bro?"
Oh, when
they're like tough guys.
I'm not scared, and then they squeal
and then they're like,
and run away.
It's awesome, and they're like so fun. And so, actually, one of my favorite things that Joe did last season is there was one kid swearing up and down, "I am not afraid of nothing. I'm not gonna get scared." She's like, "Oh, okay. So let me go in there and tell them that red sweatshirt is not afraid of at all." And he's like, "Wait. Oh, no, wait." And we're like, "Oh, wait, are you scared?"
Now you're scared. There you go.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've developed this whole team scare with the leaders and followers, and so Dave is sometimes a leader, sometimes he's an actor. Dave goes all over the place with his character Hush. You never know where Hush is going to be.
Oh my God.
Except to terrify you. And with Barker and Adri and myself, I float in and out as a leader follower because I also have to be the grown up and the manager, and so that takes all the fun away sometimes. But
you don't have to worry about numbers.
Right. It was really nice because we got into a flow of when a group comes in, we all just automatically played off of each other to make that first room like a pretty close encounter of the 14th time. And it's fun
Yeah,
when we've worked this many years together. I've had Aisling since she was a baby.
Right,
And,
how old were you the first time? How old were you the first time?
13, 14.
I think 14-ish.
Yeah.
So and every year since?
Pretty much.
Yes,
Damn right on.
except for the plague when we had the Great Pause for 2 years, and nobody haunted. Well, we didn't haunt, I should say. We were closed 2020 and 2021.
Wow.
And so we came back strong 2022, and that's where we got out on Holland Hill for the first time. And so
That's where I come in.
that's where we met. That's where Adri found us and has never left. So, I've had
To you guys.
I've had a number of actors start with me as a young teen, and like they've stayed with me up until they leave for college. Like one of ours, Malcolm, left for college.
Oh,
Whatever,
man.
you educator. Which actually kind of works for us because last year we started our David's Haunted Manor Scholarship Fund, and it's through the Humble Area Foundation. So historically, we'd partnered with nonprofits so that we're giving back to the community a portion of all the proceeds, and then we pay for the cost because it costs a whole lot of money to build this thing every year.
Can I ask how much it costs to do
No.
something like this? Okay.
You can ask.
Don't want
I can
to
ask,
know.
but you won't answer.
It's $100
no, I know not to ask. Yeah, no, no. I'm not-
$1
she doesn't know numbers. I'll ask Adri.
It's more than $10.
Right, right,
It is.
sure.
And some of the things are they don't last year after year. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of it's a word.
Expenses.
Well, it's just
Overhead.
they expire.
Oh,
You know,
all
it's
right,
like
yeah, yeah,
expiration.
yeah.
expiration. You know, a lot of our makeup, anyways, latex, things like that. They
Yeah.
don't. I found out my intestines
Costumes.
did not age well this last
I'm
year, so
sorry
I have to
hear that.
remake them.
Oh no.
Such a labor of love. And so instead of partnering with a nonprofit and having to coordinate giving me more people to manage, we just started our own scholarship, and they're $1,000 scholarships. Last year we were able to give one away to a gal who graduated from Del Norte High,
Right on.
and it's applicable to an art school, a vocational school, or a university.
Wow.
And vocational school scholarships are hard to find.
Yeah.
And my husband and I, we are blue collar.
Right on.
We own our own business, and it's a service-based business. So we are the type of people that would benefit from a vocational school scholarship type deal. And they're hard to find. And $1,000 scholarship is rad when you're a college student, because that pays for a whole bunch. And so we had a new graduate from Del Norte High who got it last year, and hopefully this year we'll be able to create more than one over expenses and help as many Del Norte. And the only requirement is a Del Norte resident. Age doesn't matter, because I'm more than grown and still trying to finish my degree, right? And so I want to be able to qualify for a scholarship as an adult in, bettering myself. So that's important. That's part of like our whole thing is we are about a community. We create a community in the haunt. We coordinate with our community. I have really good working relationships with our fire chief, with law enforcement, with all the peoples that I have to people with. And it's really important to us to have like a very positive community impact.
Sure. How can people apply for the scholarship?
You go to Humble Area Foundation's website, and they have
There's
a
a whole
certain
grant-
time of year that you can apply for their scholarships, and they have a bajillion million. You just look up David's Haunted Manor,
on.
and that's us. And
Wow.
they get to pick who gets the scholarship, and we just get to know who gets the scholarship. It's
Okay,
not
okay.
under our decision.
Can I add a numbers interjection here?
Absolutely.
You also supported 2 other nonprofits last year.
Oh, yeah, I
they
forgot.
did the scholarship and 2 other nonprofits.
Yes.
She also made donations. To.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
can I ask what the nonprofits were? Is that something?
It was Night to Shine, and then Border Coast Canine Rescue,
Right
because
on.
they supported animals via the fires.
Lots of interesting.
Was that one?
Yeah,
did
we're
that
all the
not
face
go-
up.
that one
Whole bunch of communication
we
happening
didn't
here.
finish that one.
Finish that
We
one.
did. We
Okay.
did the one to and then
Night to Shine.
Yeah, Night to Shine.
Got it.
Shine,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So and
That
then
was the
Adri and
intention.
I also volunteered our time at Night to Shine.
Yeah.
And Adri did promotion, marketing stuff, and I applied makeup, non-freaky makeup.
Non-freaky makeup. It was a nice
Non-serious.
Glitter eyeshadow.
We had a really good time.
Yeah, it was fun. I have
then-
that in my wheelhouse. Like I can make
Yeah.
you look eviscerated or fabulous.
And Case was there, and our door person was
Yes.
there, all volunteering
Yeah,
too.
there were
So,
4 of us that night.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
At the Night to Shine.
Night
Yeah.
to Shine.
Yeah.
It was a lot. We actually had a lot of fun.
We did.
Yeah, no, that looked like a lot of fun. We watched it. I saw that online. So let's go over the details again. The Haunt starts this Friday. Tickets go on sale at the door at 5. Is there any place people buy tickets elsewhere?
Yes,
Where?
hauntpay.com. If you go to any of our social medias, or even drive by our building, on all of our posters, there's a QR code that will take you directly to our prepay tickets, and that will reserve a time slot for you to go into the haunt without having to wait in the general admission line.
Oh, wow.
So you pick a day and time, and
It's like an appointment.
yeah.
And
like a
those
doctor's
go on sale
appointment.
on the 9th.
Yeah.
So those go on sale
Those
today.
are already on sale.
Those are on
Yeah,
sale
those
today,
have been
right.
on sale.
Okay.
And yeah. And then
you.
we're
But you
12
cannot. I feel like we should also say that you cannot buy pre-sale for small scares.
Oh,
We
yeah.
only pre-sale
Because
big
that's like you
scares.
just have that hour. It's that first come,
Yeah,
first
it's
serve
like
sort of-
45 minutes. The first 45
Yeah,
minutes.
and
Right.
it's never like they're beating down the door to walk through the haunted. It's a smaller community of
Right.
people that come to that time, and so there's not a large wait time. When it comes to 7 p.m., you can wait in line for up to 2 hours, depending on what time you get there and how many
Wow.
people. Because
So use the bathroom before you come.
you
Yeah,
do
wow.
not come with a bladder or poopy issues. No, thank you.
Is there any place?
you.
Any place
I mean, you
clo-
can.
What's
but it's
close
your
by?
problem.
I mean,
Uniteca's up the
Uniteca?
road.
You walk on down to Safeway.
Yeah, same quick grocery
There
outlet.
is a bathroom at the park. Which park is it?
I don't
Beachfront.
know that
You
it's
go all
open
over by-
No,
during
no.
those times.
Yeah.
What about
I,
Price Mall?
Town.
Like the
No,
right
that's
across.
probably-
I don't
That
think
would
they
be
have a
closed up.
public bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because the people that live in Price Mall just use Price Mall to go potty. So.
No, you're talking about the indoor part, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about the outdoor part.
Yeah,
the
I
indoor
don't-
part's locked.
Yeah, that would be locked
Yeah.
by that time of night.
We
Yeah, right,
do
right, right.
not.
Please
we
don't.
do
Yeah,
not
okay,
condone
so yeah,
pooping
use
on the
the
Yes, please do
bathroom.
not poop on sidewalks or
Oh.
pee on sidewalks. Thank you. Ever. Anywhere. I mean, I don't think that
Just a
there are
good rule
some
of thumb.
things that I
Alright.
have learned you have to tell people that you never thought you'd have to tell people.
no.
Some of them include, no, you can't wear an infant into the haunted house. A 5-month-old
baby Bjorn, by the way.
strapped to you
With oh my god.
in the big scares.
Oh whoa.
No, you can't forcibly pick up your child, cover their eyes, and take them in the haunt against their will. Like, we care about consent. That matters to us.
Bro.
And we care about not traumatizing kids because I want them to eventually come be my actors.
Right,
and
right.
if they're afraid of me, they're not afraid of me ever, but everybody else. And like, there's just common sense. Like, don't poop on the sidewalk. That has to be
We
said
had
now.
like some drunk people last year.
Don't
too.
come
If
so-
you can't walk,
Yes.
you can't go through the haunt. It's not safe
If-
for us. It's not safe for you.
No.
It's not safe for anybody.
Right.
If
Oh my God.
you have a heart condition, don't come here.
Mm-hmm.
We're not for you. I mean, you come to small scares, I guess. You walk slowly and bring your inhaler, but
I feel
If you
like
have
it
a heart
should be
condition and
obvious
you're-
that we are trying to scare you.
yeah.
I'm
Like,
We are
surprised.
we are actively trying to scare you and make you uncomfortable. I feel
a
like
good
that's
way.
a given, but maybe it needs to be said out loud.
Right, and
Wow.
it's scared in a good way. So that we have a philosophy: if we scare you and you laugh, we did good. If
Yeah,
we scare
yeah.
you and you shut down,
Yeah.
went too far. If we scare you and you cry, too far.
Okay.
And some people don't realize how scared their fear response is until they're
Sure.
already in the middle of it.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
all of my actors are highly informed on you've got to read your audience. And we did a lot of actor training and team building this season, which we hadn't done before, which was super fun. And so we all played different roles in different rooms and tried out and saw where we all felt most comfortable. But I'm like, always, you don't want to go so hard that these people need therapy. That's not the point.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
okay,
fun.
all right, but it
I
just
want to
begs.
go that hard.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
the-
one of the rooms that I've been working on. Oh, you guys are gonna love it. You might need therapy.
emotional support animal.
Yeah, Joe
So
is
wh-
looking the other way. I feel like I know
I'm-
you guys
yeah.
can't see her expression right now, but she's looking away from me.
I
Oh,
am
no.
I am the fun police, so I know all of our legal requirements. I know all of our fire code. I know all of our building code. All of that business.
Have you hipped her to this?
She tries to manage me.
I can't manage. There are two people I can't manage. That is my husband and Adri. I try, and they pat me on the head and they go, "That's really cute that you think that you can tell us what to do." And then I get very chihuahua-y and I get frustrated, and then I go in my office and I pout for a minute, and then it all works out in the end. We have a whole dysfunctional family dynamic that seems to work for us.
That's wonderful. That's really good.
They're all all right? I'm an artist
we just
too.
want to focus on our art,
But
Mom.
I know, and I'm the mom. I'm the haunt police. I'm the fun police. Like I'm always the one like that was great. I love that you did 4 backflips and a double hamstring, whatever
Hamstring,
whatever it is. And but you can't do that ever again because it's not safe. And they're just like, okay, I have this idea. I have a crowbar. Is it real? Yes, you can't bring it. Like, I have an idea. Okay, tell me. That's great, but no. Like, I'm the, that's great, but no.
Man, do you really take the wind out of their sails?
I do.
When you tell them no, too? They're like, what?
Yeah.
This place is a prison.
Yeah, like, why can't I have a real katana? Like, you're stifling my creativity.
I won't use it much. So do you require a certain number of weeks after the haunt to sort of come down off of all of it?
I say that I'm done with people until January.
Yeah,
I
right.
get super peopled out personally.
Yeah.
But we spend all of November. So we have a wrap party for our crew. Everyone that volunteers, Dave and I host a taco bar movie night at the haunt one night after we close. And everybody comes and we just have a little community event, and then we all tear it down, pack it up, because it lives in a storage unit. This is not like. I mean, a lot of it is my home decor, I'm going to be honest. But what isn't home decor lives in a storage unit until next season. So it's a lot of work to put this all together. It's time and labor and skill. It's not like you can just walk in and become a haunt owner. It's a very specific animal.
I don't remember when it was exactly, but Aisling months ago mentioned, and then we're starting to plan the haunt, and I'm like, already? I don't know when do you guys start in the year? When do you guys start?
Really early.
We never stop.
Yeah.
Really, just kind of goes.
So this year's done planned. We've already talked somewhat about next year's plan.
Wow.
Like, next year I want, or next year I'm thinking. So we're like in a perpetual state of creative dialogue. And then I try to plan meetings about quarterly where I have like Aisling and a few of my other like high participating people. I'm like, let's get together, let's brainstorm. I take business meeting notes even, and I have all my notes, and so we can reference like, who had that? What was that idea that I remember? And then
we also have the bummer meeting where we're all, boo, that was bad.
We have to do our
that
rap
was
meeting.
good.
Yeah, that's the one where I'm like, be gentle. What didn't work, and how did we deal with what last year we had someone so intoxicated they couldn't walk, their friends were going to carry them through the haunt. How did we deal with that? How do we deal with that better next year? Which actually we dealt with it really well.
I remember watching it happen. I remember watching them walk her in, and it looked like she was on a boat that was going like way hard to the left. She just staggered left. I'm like, whoa.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I just feel like, where's your mom? Your mom should have already taught you not like.
Yeah, how did you get to be an adult like this?
Yeah, like how are you alive? Don't do these things.
Is there anything even remotely like the fog room that you guys did last year at the end? Because that was the coolest.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never heard of.
We've never heard of this room before.
Fog?
I think I saw one of those at the
What?
corn maze.
What is a fog?
I
I don't know
Grants
what
Pass.
you're talking about.
You don't? Okay, all right.
There is
all
high
right.
humidity because we're close to the beach, so
That
there
might
could
be
be
it.
fog.
That could be
fog.
It'll probably be foggy
So
outside.
last
hoping
year,
there's fog.
right at the end,
Possibly
right in the
chainsaws.
Hall of Chainsaws, they had you had to get the dry ice fog going,
Where?
and people were popping up out of stuff, and I was like,
I guess I missed
this is
that.
cool.
Oh, I
Like
guess
that.
you didn't see that.
I missed
don't
it.
know what.
Wow, I
why
must have,
were
I must have
you
gotten off
ventured
into one of the closed parts
mean-
of it.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
guess I'll just
always
have to come
Maybe
down.
perhaps you imbibed in some hallucinogens before you came
I
in.
do
I'm
not
just
remember
saying.
anybody carrying me, but that's okay.
You know,
I carried you. I was there. I was witness to it.
Adri actually wore you in a baby carrier. And we do allow adults to wear other adults if they're both consenting to that.
I carried you. You just didn't remember.
That's it. I was crying.
Like a
I was
baby.
crying like a baby.
We gave you a binky.
I
You were good.
sublimated all that. It's gonna. It'll come out in therapy someday.
You know-
This time, Casey will carry you.
Yeah. Dissociation is a tool, Paul. It's a tool
It is.
for survival.
It's interpersonal skill.
Yeah,
Oh
it is.
man. All right, so let's go over the times again. Let's go all the way. Take us all the way up because you do something special. You stay late. Halloween things.
Halloween
like that,
night,
right?
we're open till 11. So Sunday nights, we're only open till 9. So it's going to be Friday, Saturday nights. It's Big Scares 7 to 10. Sunday nights, Big Scares 7 to 9. Small Scares all those nights, 6 to 6:45.
Okay.
Halloween night is the only night that we are open an extra hour. We are open till 11. So it's 7 to 11.
What day of the week is Halloween?
It's a Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay.
So the
Which
Wednesday
I want-
before is going to reflect
The-
Sunday hours because we got babies going to school.
Wait, what?
The 30th, we're open. Wednesday, the 30th. Because the day before Halloween and Halloween night are our two biggest nights,
I bet.
regardless of the day of the week. they
Doesn't
fall.
But
matter.
then we got
Okay,
wild and
okay.
we're opening on the 1st.
Yes, we're going to stay open because it's a Friday.
Okay, I know
Really?
this is a lot of
Oh.
information, but there is a giant calendar on our windows that shows you
Okay.
every day and
So
time
let me-
that we're open.
Let me see if I can recap because that's a lot. It's a whole bunch going on. Come on, show me a calendar. Come on, computer. There we go. Okay. So starting this Friday, 11th. So you're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 11th, 12th, 13th.
yes.
Then again, 18th, 19th, 20th.
Yes.
Then again, 25th, 26th, 27th. Then open Wednesday, the 30th with Sunday hours.
Yes.
Open an hour late Thursday, the 31st, because it's Halloween.
Yes.
And then just open like a regular weekend time on Friday the 1st
Yes,
because
sir.
you can, because it's a
Yes,
Friday.
sir.
Because it's a Friday. The one year
Is it going to
Halloween.
be a first? Is it going to be a first Friday? Are they doing that?
Oh, I
No.
Or are they
think
stopping?
it ended
They're
up
stopping.
October.
we did participate on First Friday the last 2 months because we were technically tenants within city limits. So I did have some of my awesome peeps dress up and stand out front. The September one, we got some like, what are you looks. And the October one was also the car show. And so we had lots of people getting selfies with my
right on.
crew and
Excellent.
like they were very well received. My daughter had her little debut as a clown and she was rocking it and she loves it. She's a total actress.
So she's the one into it.
She's into it.
Vincent doesn't care.
Vincent finds it overstimulating and just
Okay.
does not. He likes the people part. He likes the team part. He likes the social part. As soon as the lights go down, Vincent's done. He's like, no,
Interesting.
thank you.
Interesting. Wow.
Ever since he was little. Like, he was like 2 years old, and we have an animatronic that uses an air compressor and it jumps up, right? And so at 2
Oh,
years
he will
old.
not walk by that.
No,
still.
but at like 2 and 3 years old, we get to the haunt to build because both these kids have been born into this. I was
Right, right.
pregnant with Vinny. I was 9 months pregnant with Vinny the year he was born, and I was working the door. But as soon as we would get to the haunt, he would go to where the air compressor is and he would unplug it because he knew that thing would go off if the air compressor was, if it had electricity. And so I'm like, I think he doesn't enjoy that. That seems to be no
There's
fun.
other
Wow.
kids in the haunt that are afraid of like literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
you cannot scare these kids for
Yes.
anything.
Wow.
They're just
Like, these kids
kind
are
of dead
tough.
inside.
Yeah, I'm like, are you dead inside?
Is it the
Are
Wrecking
you-
Crew?
The Wrecking Crew is
Yes.
dead
Yeah.
inside. I
They
love
are.
those kids.
They're- we
but
have-
we
Wait, hold
three
on. Who's the
little
wrecking
girls.
crew?
So we have one actress, and we call her Auntie Allie.
Yes.
And she has three little girls, Susie, Haley, and Emily, and they are a force to be reckoned
They sound
with.
adorable.
They're terrifying.
There's never not a bruise, a cut, stitches.
my
Last
God.
year, one had a broken arm,
Nice.
and they were last year in the doll room. They took Casey down and tried
Yeah.
to take his shoes, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of a tour. I'm all,
Yeah.
what are you doing on the floor? Get up!
They
Yeah.
were all over me.
They're
Oh my God, wow.
they are a force to be reckoned
Yeah.
with. But all of them will be in there. All four of them. the
And
whole
Annie
family.
runs with that crew. My
Yeah.
daughter Annabelle
Okay,
runs.
okay.
So that is a crew of tiny fierce
terrors.
little girls. And
Yeah.
Emily, our littlest stature, she's the same age as my daughter, but she's very petite. If you look on our social media, there's a picture of her with her hands on her hips looking at, and she's looking at me.
But she's
And
between us two like
a
6'4" guys.
ginormous humans, and she is owning her space. And that is
wow.
her. Like, she is a fierce little kid, and she is impossible to scare. But if you threaten to lick her eyeball, she will be grossed out. I found out.
Grossed out, but
I
not
finally
scared.
grossed her out. At least I felt proud.
The first time that Sticky suited up, we sent him after her, and we were like, "Go scare Emily," and he's like, "No, I don't.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? No." And so he did it. He ran through that side to get her, and she chased him with a piece of PVC. Like she was not. Everybody is terrified of clowns, and she chased him.
She's going to be
wonderful.
our security in a couple years.
Right. I was going, is this the next generation of haunt here,
It
too?
is,
if they're coming
actually.
up on
What's really cool is I've got kiddos that, and adults, actually. I guess some of you people are now adults, aren't you? I'm sorry.
But kids that small can't really be there without parents.
Right,
and
right.
I also I have
involved.
some very specific rules for kids that young. My daughter is almost 8. Emily's 8. Haley's 9. I think Susie's 12. The girls that are under 12, they're not allowed to be there more than one night a week. Because kids need rest, right? And I'm a big proponent for self-care for everybody except myself.
As you can tell, we all have horrible bags.
Yesterday, I survived on 2 energy drinks and 2 bananas. Like, that was my whole... At the end of the day, I'm feeling shaky, and I'm like, I don't feel very good.
I wonder
Casey
why.
had to bring me dinner at the haunt while I was wiring.
I have
something.
a lot of, like, rules for my actors. I explained that string cheese and energy drinks is not a meal.
And that's like legit what she's calling me out because I'm like, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yes, exactly. So, but yeah, so I like my girls, the little girls, they're only there on Friday nights. And then my older kids, I let them participate when they can based on, I have band kids. So the marching band is a huge commitment. So their availability is dependent upon their marching band competitions. None of the people in my haunt have no lives. They're not like, I'm just sitting at home eating Cheetos and playing World of Warcraft and I just want to hang out. No, they're like people that have, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just
right. I just think of
Who
Cartman.
is this god?
Cartman in the basement. And so it's a balancing act. And it's a balancing act for us. It's a balancing act for them, for our children, for our families. Like,
how many people you have involved this year?
I think we're in the 80s.
Numbers.
Number lady.
I want to say with us, it's around 80.
Yeah. I had to
we cut
reduce
it down a little bit.
A little bit because I have less square footage and
it was madness last year. Like 119 people is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Now, is that the number of people you had there every evening, or does that include
it was still a better part of 100 people.
Yeah,
it was total madness backstage.
And Adri, myself, and one other gal were the makeup people. And this year I have 6 of us.
Wow.
And not everybody can do everything, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty specific.
I didn't even get on the floor until like 8:30 sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Same.
Wow.
And
Just
so
getting everybody ready.
We're
'Cause I had to get
dividing.
ready, too.
We're dividing and conquering this year with makeup
Smart.
to try to make sure that Adri's on the floor at 7, that I'm available at 7, and that. Because we have like standards of quality. We've developed a lot of things and we've upped our game and we don't want to go backwards on it. But it takes, if you're painting 7 clowns a night and each clown is based out in white and then they have fine detail with water-based makeup, it takes time.
Yeah.
And
I have shaky hands because I've only had an energy drink
and some string cheese.
Yeah, and I haven't slept since August, so I'm just like applying splatter things to people.
Half the time I end up with blood on my clown face.
Yes,
if you look closely,
I know.
I end up splattered because I like the blood. I do.
She's the blood
work.
gal. Although this year my character has blood instead of no blood, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm a Cenobite, which I will just say right now, if you don't know what that is, don't tell me you don't know what that is. Just go watch Hellraiser and then come back to me.
There you go.
Because I have these younger kids and they're like, what are you? And I'm like, I'm a Cenobite. And they're like, what's that?
I'm
and I'm
a
like,
princess in a different universe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm like, just go ask your mom.
Yeah,
Ask your mom.
So how much tickets cost?
15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Across the board, age doesn't matter. $15. That's
Yep.
what you get. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No discounts, no extra charges.
And the light scares start at 5:30. You said?
No, tickets go on sale at 5:30.
Right, that's it.
And then small scares start at 6.
6 o'clock.
6 to
and then
6:45.
it goes.
We
it goes,
reduced group sizes this year a little bit too because it's so tight. If it's super big, people don't get the scare. You can't even get everybody plus
what's
the
going on up
leader
there?
and
Yeah,
follower
yeah.
in a group.
Yeah.
If it's too huge,
Right.
because people kind of trail out. So we reduced it by 1.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
It's-
people who've never been before, which there's probably none in our community who've never been, because everybody comes every year. I expect it, but
demand
we
it.
have a leader follower. So you have a group of 5 or less people. You have a leader, you have a follower. Your leader and follower, these are skilled actors with really fancy
Thank you.
appearances, some fancier than others, and they will present you with this experience and they set the scene for you. So while other haunts have like a narrative that goes through and through and through, you have an experience based on who your leader follower is.
Right.
And like Adri and Casey are one version, and then Sab and Owen are going to be another, and Barker and Jen are going to be another. And so no 2 leaders give you the same experience.
That's neat.
And it's really fun. And I let them figure out what that is for them.
How come Aisling gets to be her stage name and the rest of us are
I'm
our
sorry.
government names?
Because I can't remember everybody's stage name all at once.
Mine's pretty easy.
Yeah.
We also have some things to announce, like shoes. We don't want
Oh,
high
yeah.
heels. We don't want
No flip-flops.
sandals.
Okay.
We don't want Crocs. We
Okay.
want
Closed-toed flat
protect your
shoes.
toes.
Well,
Shoes
technically,
that
you
stay
can wear
on.
Crocs if they're in off-road mode.
Sure.
Oh,
sport mode.
Sport mode,
mode.
whatever.
Works, yeah.
What's a croc in sport mode?
You have
It's
to
the
put
sandal strap
back.
is on the back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after
Don't
7,
injure yourself.
strobes will be in use.
Yes.
So, and also the fog machines. Fog machines cannot be around people that have pacemakers.
I
So there
forget
will
about
be
that.
fog.
So
No.
Allegedly.
So if it's not organic
there
nature
might be one
fog,
outside.
So yeah, no. What happens with people
be.
in pacemakers and fog machines?
there's a
It can
reactivity
cause-
of some kind.
There's a chance it can cause some issues.
wow.
We don't
okay.
recommend that you come through if you have heart issues.
Just don't
anyways.
come here if you have an
Right.
electronic device regulating your heartbeat.
That's a
that
good
should
okay.
not be something that needs to be said. But let's say it.
All right. All right.
If you have COVID, don't come.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
there
my
you go.
gosh. Yes.
Please,
please
like,
come.
like if
don't
you're
just
sick,
slap a mask on and
don't.
come.
Yeah,
No,
no.
we don't. We love you. Goodbye. It-
But
so-
please don't give all of our actors COVID when we're open
No.
for 12 nights.
No,
Yeah.
because I will. My heart will die, and I will just
Yes.
be a withered raisin on the floor of artistic inexpression. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to my
That sounds
children.
horrifying. Yeah, yeah. Don't do that.
Their
to
mother-
children.
That
There's a
wasn't
raisinette.
dramatic.
No, I am the least dramatic of all of us.
I feel like you should know her stage name is Torment.
Yeah. It's my haunt experience. It's tormented.
Well, let's get we're 45 minutes we've been talking. That's fun. I like this every year. I love this. This is cool. Let's work toward final thoughts here. What do you say to get people out to the haunt this year? How do you entice folks?
For me, this is fun. It is fun. It's silly. It's safe. If you like scary movies or you like Halloween, this is a great thing to do. If you don't, that's cool too. But like, don't harsh our mellow. That's my thing. Is in our haunt, I don't allow anybody to shame anybody or impede on anybody else's identity. Or we're here to accept each other and have fun
It's
together.
really interesting.
And
How
I'm
do you
like,
communicating the fact that your haunt is a safe place?
It is.
Yeah.
It's really
It is a safe
interesting.
place.
It is a safe place with chainsaws, allegedly, and
Allegedly.
severed heads and things of that nature.
Allegedly.
And so we create a community within our haunt where we support and we really work together, and that comes through in the product we present to the public. We are there having fun. And we want you to have fun. That's the thing that people maybe don't understand. They see like our character, a picture, right? And my character has wires coming out of her face and blood and gore, and she's scary.
Because you're a Cinnabon.
Because I'm a Cinnabon. Oh my God. You did not start that. Dead to to me, Paul.
Oh,
Dead
my
to
gosh.
me forever.
That is my favorite thing ever.
You know that's all they're gonna call me the rest of
I've been waiting for 10
You're
minutes.
not my friend anymore. You are getting extra.
I'm sorry,
extra
you ended
torture.
All
just-
Cinnabon jokes aside, it's a community thing.
Yes.
We're trying to create something fun for our community, as well as put back into our community, support our community,
Right.
and raise your kids right. We're trying to make sure everybody's in a safe place where they
Yeah.
can express themselves and have a good time. And,
Right.
And
No
be
matter how much
artistic.
like fake blood
Yeah.
it involves. Right.
And
Yeah.
okay, too, and I actually learned this just through photography. My photography is not for everyone,
Right.
but there are a lot of people that don't understand the type of art that revolves around horror, and it is art. It's some of those scenes are beautiful, like when they're lit up and you're going through. Like somebody spent a lot of time creating that for you
Right.
to come in and have like a quick, fun, like. I mean, it's quick in retrospect of how long it took to build.
Absolutely.
But we're trying to create something fun and an experience for you. And everybody talks about how there's nothing to do in Crescent City. Well, surprise, starting Friday there is.
You got 12 nights to come see the Cinnabon.
Come see the Cinnamon.
I want a T-shirt now.
I can arrange
I
that.
know
I
you
will make you
can.
something real
I
special.
want a Cinnabon T-shirt.
That's going in the next
Cinnabon
promo.
with like
in
with pinhead
white.
on the Cinnabon, like the pins coming out of the cinnamon
Pain.
roll. Like
You
I have a
don't
whole
know about
expectation
pain.
now. Yeah, you don't know about pain.
All right. David's Haunted Manor 2024. It happens in the old Ben Franklin. What's the street address there again?
1072.
1072 3rd Street. Right there in the heart of downtown Crescent City. That's really exciting.
And we're
I'm looking
entering
forward
on 3rd Street, the place to come and buy your tickets. And
Oh,
because
that was the
there are
question.
2 separate entrance
Right.
exits. You enter on 3rd Street. So don't come to the back door because you're not going to like what you find.
Okay, but that's okay. I guess and you can park across the street. You can park on.
There's a
3rd
lot
Street.
of
You've got
parking.
lots of
There's
parking,
also that where there used to be Texaco right across from Grocery Outlet where they have like the markets now. It's like a big open flat space on the corner of 101 and 3rd Street.
What
Like,
markets?
there's
Like the outdoor
They have
markets,
little
like farmers
artisan
market-y
markets. My
thing.
mother's involved with those.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of parking right there, and that's
Yeah.
like half a block from us.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
There's
the parking
across
lot
the street.
across
there's
the street.
parking.
Yeah.
After Grocery Outlet closes, there's Grocery
There's
Outlet. I guess they
Grocery
call it.
Outlet parking. Yeah, we actually have really good accessibility for people on foot, people on cars. Don't come on a car. Don't come on a car. Come in a car.
Listen, Cinnabon.
I know.
And I just,
Simmer down.
I'm sorry, Joe.
I will hate you forever for this.
Sorry about that. I really
What if we
am.
spell it with a Y? Does that make it better? Scarier.
Oh my god.
David's Haunted Manor. It is getting underway this Friday. Let me plug this back in. There we go, so I can hear myself. This Friday, downtown. Get out and go several times. I imagine there's folks who come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They come
weekend,
over
right?
and over and over again.
We had some that came every night last year.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Like,
You should
extra high
you should
fives.
play the promo that I did.
I shall play the promo.
Yes,
that
the
you
promo is
did.
fabulous.
It is really, really good. Let me go find that here.
in a
Yeah.
scary and spooky
She
way.
played it for me in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
Like she switched the soundtrack out of the room so I could hear
The
it.
behind the scenes stuff we go through is hilarious because you'll be standing there and all of a sudden some really weird song comes through a speaker because Ashleen's testing sound and she's using whatever she happens to choose to use and you're like, oh, that's
Usually it's spooky, scary skeletons.
I know. That's Vinny's favorite song. So it's like I like that for him.
I like to
Well, that's
share all
good.
the behind the scenes stuff. I think it's my favorite thing.
Which
All the
one did you put
bloopers.
together?
Promos.
What's it called?
DHM 2024.
Right. All right there. I didn't realize DHM was David's Haunted Manor.
Oh yeah,
That makes sense.
we abbreviate ourselves. We're so established now.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows except you, Paul. 'Cause you're too busy eating your Cinnabons.
With a Y.
I can't. First she likes me because of it, and then she hates me again because
It's
of it.
welcome to
it's
Joe.
torment.
Welcome to Joe. This is what my crew deals with all the time. Hi, go away. Hi, go away. I love you, go away.
All right, here's the promo that you have been hearing so far for a couple of days on KFUG, and you will continue to hear for the rest of the month. David's Haunted Manor. Everybody, Adri, David, Ashley, Joe, thanks for coming in and doing this year.
Always.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
We will get this posted online and fill the old Ben Franklin with people who will not poop on a sidewalk.
Oh, yes.
Well,
I mean,
Don't speak for our listeners.
if we do our job right.
Come one, come all, test your mettle at David's Haunted Manor. Do you have the guts, nay, the gumption to survive a tour at David's Haunted Manor? Put your heart on the line every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in October from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the fright of your life. Visit us on Halloween for the longest night of the season. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring dames and dandies to impress. Tickets to this wild ride are only $15 a piece. To reserve a spot of your very own, find us at David's Haunted Manor on Facebook. Secure your tickets now and prepare to be fully immersed in the terror that awaits at 1072 3rd Street. But be warned, once you enter, there's no turning back.